Hey everyone, Angelo here, homeless filmmaker in LA. It's 6:30 in the morning. I want to show you something. I got to turn my phone around so I can't see the screen. Look at the layer of ash that's on my car. I don't know how well I can see any of this because, again, I can't see my phone screen right now. But that is from the fires around here. Let me see. I forget what it's called. The Ibiza fire? I really don't remember the name. Okay, I can't tell if you can see any of that. And the sun's coming up now. And I think a lot of that orange is from the fires. And the other thing is I could smell this morning burning wood. So that I know is from a fire. At first I was like, well, do I really know that? And I kept smelling it. I'm like, that definitely, it reminds me instantly the smell of, like, I remember when I was young, my dad would take me to like a fire pit somewhere in DC around Christmas time. I always thought that was the loneliest thing. Like, why is everyone coming out here? What's going on? I was a good kid. I always, knew there's no God. I'm an atheist, and even though I couldn't say it, or I didn't even acknowledge it to myself. But anyways, I'm like, this is pointless. Like, why is everyone out here? But I recognized that smell of burning wood. It was unlike burning charcoal this morning. Yeah, I think that's not, it doesn't look that clear on camera. Yeah, sort of, it's there. It's like fire. Oh shit, there's a fire truck down the other side of the park. Yeah, so the air quality is terrible here in LA. If you've seen the video or pictures from San Francisco, it looks like uninhabitable over there. But San Francisco is, like, I don't know how far north, like several hundred miles north. I haven't been there. Someday maybe I'll go. Or maybe not. We don't know. I discovered something else I really think, man, this does need addressing on my car. Not so much the radiator now, because I looked at the coolant the other day. I'm like, it's still full. I tried putting some in. It was still at the very top. All I could put in was a few drops, and I couldn't put in more. I've known this is a problem for a while, but I really want it worked on because I'm aware of just how... Oh shit, these two birds collided in the air, but they're okay. Whoa, the eagles! They're fighting... No, are they eagles? One of them is. Holy shit! Is that eagle hunting another bird? Yeah, that one's an eagle. The other ones are crows or ravens. Wow. But their wings hit each other in the air. The problem that I'm aware of that makes the car wobble and you press down on the trunk a little and it just... is the struts are bad. And for some reason in my head I imagined it was going to be horribly expensive per each strut. And I looked up how to put them in. I could put them in myself, save myself some money on a mechanic. Again, I do need jack stands. I don't know what I would do for that. Like, I mean, meaning I have nowhere to... There's that eagle. That's it right there. Or a falcon. But I could hear it before that. For some reason, I imagine they would be like $200 each, even though I've looked them up before. I can find some for only $100 each. I know you should buy quality struts. Do not get really cheap struts. That is extremely important. The low quality struts, they can go out so quickly. And the problem I'm reading with the bad struts is, first of all, I am babying the car. I accelerate slowly, I brake slowly. But basically, when the car doesn't have the right suspension and the struts are bad, it can damage the wheels, the tires wear faster. It can make the engine perform worse because it's struggling to, it has to use more energy to, move the car forward when it's like swaying back and forth and it's not on, the wheels right. And also if you hit a pothole or something or a bump, which there's not really potholes around here, but there are little bumps in the road, almost like the road is like crunched up and juts up at certain points. It can, I can hit those hard, and it's kind of hard to avoid them when they like go across the road. And also it can handle more. It'll handle more poorly, and get worse gas mileage. So all this stuff I'm seeing, man, like I don't want to risk any or major damage on the car. That would cost a lot more to fix. So I forget which struts are the good ones that I should get, but I've seen them for about $100 each. I'm like, that's not bad with the whole strut assembly, meaning with the spring and everything. I'm not sure if there's anything else I should get. I would need a few tools, I think, that I don't have to get them, but I would need jack stands. That's a problem. I have nowhere to put jack stands. They're like these big metal kind of like stops that go under the car when you jack it up, so that way if you have 4 of them, you can leave the car up in the air. I don't know if I'd need all 4, because do I need the car all the way up just to work on like one strut, and can't I set it down and move to another? I don't know. I have to double check and make sure I know what I'm doing. So I'd be interested in putting the struts in myself, saving the money, but I don't even have the money for struts or the tools yet. But eventually I will want them, and I want the car to handle better. It does, it just bounces and bounces. Not so much I notice it on the road, but I know I'll notice when it drives better. And definitely when I'm parked, it scares me a little because it just wobbles when I stop it. Other thing is, I have heard a little job update now. After I was just kind of thinking, man, screw this, screw these people. I wasn't like getting real upset about it or anything. I was just thinking, like, they're just giving me the runaround. Just screw them, forget it. I'm not going to go pleading, like, please, counselor, like, I really wanted the job I signed up for weeks ago. I don't want to go through 6 months of training that, by the sounds of it, it's like you're getting paid or something. I'm not saying definitely that's what the case. I'm just saying he was really insistent on me taking like a 6-month training course of my choosing at a college that his, the place he works at would pay for. But I got an email saying there's another orientation for this job. So hopefully that's actually progress, and it's not just like, a mass email for everyone signed up at this job placement company to start the process, like as if I'm starting all over. It's like, oh, they're hiring a new batch of sanitation specialists, people cleaning inside buildings that are closed due to the pandemic, such as schools and libraries, disinfecting them basically for the Trump virus. So that's good. Okay, well, whatever. I don't know, but I signed up for it and I'll go to it. That's next week. It's online, so hopefully that gets me on my way to getting this job, because I really need it, and it's 6 months and a 6-month gig, and I don't want to work something there. They want me a long time, and I don't want to take a bunch of training, and I don't want a different career. I want to be able to go back to film work after this is done, or I don't know, keep cleaning. That'd be good too, because really I need a steady paycheck. And who knows when, this thing will be gone. It's getting more and more drastic, and I knew this would happen. Like, it'll affect things in ways we could not predict, even though I'm sure some people did sort of realize it. It's expanding into such, so many greater and greater problems. So hopefully I'll get that. Man, I was dissociating and stuff yesterday, not feeling what I was doing. I gotta stop doing this. I'm like addicted to really bad movies in a way, and they've got these free ones on YouTube, and I won't say what I was watching. I don't want to disparage anyone's movies, but I was watching a really bad romantic comedy that I'm like, why did they bother? Like, it wasn't absolutely horrific. It was just totally like lackluster and no effort, and the shots don't tell you anything about the story, and there's no real conflict. But the thing is, I kept coming back to it, obsessed with like how dull this movie was, and it really got in my head and in my dreams, and it like almost it messed me up to where I'm like, I can't do that. It's so much fun for me to enjoy really bad movies like that. But I mean, if I'm gonna watch a bad movie like that, it has to be nuts bad. Like I don't know what, like like crazy 70s like kung fu exploitation movie, made in America bad, something like that, like really like out there going for something wild. Because it really got into my head. I'm like, I don't want this affecting my writing, and it's definitely affecting how I feel. It makes me feel upset. So only great movies or really nutso weirdo movies that are bad. No, but not too many of them. It's too indulgent, where it's just like eating candy. It's not good for me. So anyways, I got to follow up about this job. That's good. I got to get out of this poison air. I got to try and get struts for my car and the tools, and I don't know what I can do about if I want to do it myself and get jack stands and save the money. Maybe I just have to, if I don't have a home to store them and I can't afford a storage unit, I don't know if you can rent jack stands. I don't know if I can borrow anyone's, or just if I'd have to bite the bullet and just pay a mechanic, because I can't really, do this myself right now with all of the tools and everything. At the very least, maybe I could buy the struts myself and give them to the mechanic. So if they're paying more for them, I'm like, no, don't, like, here, just take these to charge me for labor. At least, I don't know, someone let me know if that's like a cheaper way, or if mechanics, if they try and buy more expensive parts that are necessary, I don't know if that benefits them or not. But let me know about that if you do know, if I should just again buy the struts myself and the strut assemblies and stuff and just give them to a mechanic. Maybe try and find a mobile mechanic. Oh boy, I smell the burning wood out here, and you can see the layer of haze. It's a little hard to tell, and the camera's crappy, but you can sort of see it everywhere. Alright, I'm gonna get going. I actually got to exercise now. Though I don't know, maybe I should just exercise at Sunspace, just do burpees, because air is so bad. I don't want to be sucking in this bad air. Alright, but it is important to exercise. I was even doing burpees yesterday afternoon because I was dissociating. Again, this really crappy romantic comedy where, it's just like good-looking people just smiling at each other, and there's no real character to them except a few little perfunctory, beats about, I regret this, I had this loss, I'm angry about this, and nothing really consistent, or that you could say, here's what this character is like. The most vague, semblance of that. All right.